I didn't start at zero. My story was shaped by military service long before I arrived. My grandfather immigrated from Scotland and then served with the Black Watch. My grandmother worked as a barmaid, first-generation military spouse, in an officer's mess. And my mom later served drinks at a bar on base where she met my father while he was on a military course overseas from England. He later left the British forces and joined the Canadian Forces shortly after my birth. Growing up on CFB Gagetown, one of Canada's largest military training bases, I had no idea that I was living inside systems that quietly groom families to survive, not thrive. No one asked how it felt. Self-love was not a lesson that was passed hand to hand. Instead, endurance and loyalty were praised, grief postponed, understanding denied. Constant worrying, always felt, but never understood. Strength became my identity. I carried that forward quietly to my children. By my early 20s, I had relocated from Gagetown to Edmonton and life had accelerated quickly. Pregnant at 19, again at 23, married by 24. Days blurred with work, school, and sleepless nights, often alone and without support. At 25, I moved 2 young children from Edmonton to Ottawa as time rushed forward, whether or not I was ready. By 27, my spouse was training to deploy again, and although it wasn't our first deployment as a family, I was now 3 months postpartum with our youngest. Each absence carried a private kind of mourning, but by then I knew there was no space for emotion. Emotion was understood as interference in the mission. So silently, I struggled to carry the home front alone. Shoveling the driveway, crying in the shower so the kids didn't see or hear, burning dinner because my mind was elsewhere, all while waiting for a small light in the night to prove he was still alive. Deployments ended, reunification happened, but their minds were still at war. Distance became normal, whether overseas or sitting at the kitchen table. And then, when I was 32, the facade of strength was pulled away. I was rushed to the emergency room under stroke protocol. Bright lights, immediate urgency, voices moving faster than I could follow. It wasn't a stroke. My nervous system had short-circuited and I was having trauma-induced seizures brought on by living in a state of chronic worry. I lost my driver's license, and that forced a stillness I'd never known. When my body finally said no, it marked the beginning of an end to the illusion of strength inherited through generations of service and survival. Rebuilding a positive attachment with myself has meant learning a different kind of strength, beyond what is expected behind that uniform. One rooted in presence, predictability, and emotional availability. A strength grounded in loyalty to myself, by mastering my feelings, not denying, but recognizing, understanding, and embracing them. I am breaking the cycle of intergenerational trauma by acknowledging it. My children will learn about loyalty and endurance, but they will experience unconditional love in the process. They will understand that it is okay to feel and express their emotions, and because of that, their strength will not be an illusion.